Hey, I wasn't expecting a projector to actually change how I step into my living space, but the Valerion VisionMaster Pro2 did exactly that. This isn't for someone who settles for washed-out picture, fuzzy motion, or projectors that try but never quite land the depth and clarity you know you deserve. This is for the person who genuinely notices when a scene lacks punch, when highlights collapse into gray, or when gaming feels delayed instead of alive. Before anything else, check the current price and stock. Premium projectors like this don't stay stable forever, and hesitation usually costs more than you expect. I had that moment where I knew it was time to upgrade. My old projector would put up a big image, sure, but colors felt muted, details got lost in brightness shifts, and games never felt smooth. The first time I hit play with the VisionMaster Pro 2, everything clicked. It wasn't just sharper, it felt intentional. Contrast finally had depth instead of looking flat. HDR scenes didn't wash out at all, they glowed with dimension. Gaming didn't just appear fast, it responded instantly. That release from visual compromise, once you feel it, you can't go back. Living with this projector changed how I enjoy every type of content. On movie nights, highlights stay bright yet detailed, shadows hold texture instead of sliding into gray, and landscapes feel layered instead of flat. Gaming feels tight and responsive, where every movement matters instead of blurring together. Casual streaming suddenly feels rich because the image doesn't just display, it communicates. It's not about specs on a list, it's about how your room feels when the visuals finally match the ambition. And let me be clear, don't delay thinking I'll wait for later. That later is where regret starts when prices jump or stock moves unpredictably. You might wonder about optical zoom and contrast, but what surprised me most wasn't just the numbers, it was the experience. That 0.9 to 1.5 times zoom doesn't just give flexibility, it gives clarity wherever you place the projector. The contrast ratio doesn't just look good on paper, it gives depth that actually draws you in. HDR10+ isn't a label here, highlights and textures feel like they belong in the scene instead of being pushed aside. Even multitasking power feels purposeful, apps and inputs switch without lag or hesitation. That stability is rare in projectors, and once you've lived with it, weaker gear starts to feel like noise. Owning this changes how you sit down to watch or play. You don't question settings or fight menus before every session. You just turn it on, and the visuals align with what you expected them to be. That's a kind of pride that comes only when the gear isn't just capable, but intentional. Image feels deep and dimensional. HDR highlights are bold yet detailed. Gaming moves feel responsive, not smeared. Scenes have clarity instead of haze. Every session feels composed and real. It's bigger than basic projectors. You'll notice less capable models more. Eventually you stop comparing and just choose the projector you already wanted. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you think about later and quietly regret. Check price and availability now and make the move to a visual experience that finally feels deliberate.